Israeli airstrikes continue to rain down on Gaza. Video today showing a number of explosions near Gaza City. Families seen running from the blasts, and the Palestinian Red Crescent says more than 30 people were wounded. It comes as more anti-Netanyahu protests are sweeping the country. And that is where we find our chief national correspondent, Matt Gutman, joining me now from Jerusalem. Matt, give us an idea of what's going on around you. I know it's loud.
Hey, Phil. There's a pretty massive police presence outside the Prime Minister's residence. Benjamin Netanyahu, deeply unpopular among many Israelis right now. And we've seen protests like this multiple times a week for 18 months in Israel. And the tension is only rising. I'll give you a sense of how many police there are here. You see this line of police right here. Hundreds of protesters behind them. You can hear the drums. Down below, there are police with water cannon, mounted police. There's been some significant fighting, fisticuffs in these protests. So this is different from the hostage protests. These are people who say that Netanyahu's government led to the October 7th disaster, and it needs to go right now. Phil.
Again, it's not the first of these protests. We've seen many of them. Matt, if you can hear me, talk to me about this. The latest on the ground in Gaza, what do we know about the Israeli airstrikes, the new ones?
Israel has been hitting Gaza. It also has been hitting an area of Gaza City in the north called Shejahiyah. And this has been a complex use of force. We understand there was armor moving in there, and military sources are telling me that Israel was seeking some sort of Hamas leader, although not Sinwar himself. Yeah, he is Sinwar, the leader of Hamas. Multiple casualties. Red Crescent saying that they've taken in dozens of casualties, people wounded. The death toll at this point, and that particular strike is unclear, but this is all happening, Phil, as Israel is talking about phasing down the intensive part in the war. And even though there are still casualties in raids like this, I think overall the daily death toll in Gaza is measurably less than it has been in recent weeks and certainly recent months, Phil.
Yeah, and Matt, and then there's this. Israel's defense minister, Yoav Gallant, issued a stern warning to Hezbollah to the north, a militant group that controls most of Lebanon. How serious of a threat is a full-scale Israeli invasion there?
And just moments ago, Phil, Hezbollah, which is that powerful Iranian-backed militia that almost controls Lebanon, firing 40 rockets into Israel, 20 intercepted. There's been this war of attrition between Israel and the north of its border and Hezbollah for 8 months now. And on the one hand, Israeli officials like Gallant and the Prime Minister are saying we can destroy Hezbollah and Lebanon at a moment. On the other hand, just yesterday he said we really prefer the diplomatic option. We want Amos Hochstein, who is one of President Biden's advisors, who's been doing shuttle diplomacy in the region, to come through with a deal that he's been working on for 8 months now that would move Hezbollah away from the border, bring Lebanese military, the actual Lebanese military, to the border and grant some territorial concessions between Israel and Hezbollah on the border. And that's something that everybody can live with. But that ceasefire is dependent, Phil, on Israel's ceasefire with Hamas in Gaza. And that right now is not really in sight, Phil.
Matt Gutman reporting for us from inside Jerusalem. Matt, thank you.